Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. Alright, today we have some comments and intersprinkle with some questions, and it's actually a two-parter today. So this one might be a little long in reading. And this one comes, and it's part of it has as a revelation part of it, so we got it in your own words. And this comes from Tina B. Alright, I have another lady sending one in to us. It's great. I'm glad to hear from the ladies. Alright. Part 1. I haven't seen you address this in dailies and didn't find anything in a search on the website. I was rereading the foundation manual as per the blog in Mike Bartholomew, and page 13, 15 through 15 regarding use of the front muscles versus the back muscles jumped out at me. I tried the exercise you included, i.e. turning the shoulders first and then turning the hips. For years I have started the back upswing with the front shoulder. I thought, what if I initiated the back upswing with my front hip? So I got in my golf posture, set my firm wide knees and tried it. And oh my gosh, I think this is the key to the back upswing, the BUS. All of a sudden I could avoid excess tension in my arms, and it was easy to do, a smooth one-piece takeaway, turn and lift. Please address this in a daily because I think it's a turning point for me and the PPGS. Alright, I'll just deal with number 1, part 1 now. I've always stated that I start my swing basically with my right hip and my right shoulder. I'd say there's 3 boxes in the body: ankles to knees, knees to hips, hips to shoulders. I started with the right hip and the right shoulder. I'm starting it with the core of my body. The core, the center of gravity of your body is pointing at the base of your spine. The center of your swing is the top of your spine. That's where your shoulders come to it, around which is the. When your arms swing up, they come up here, and so we're swinging. The arms are swinging around the center of the swing. For the swing is at the top. The center of your body is at the bottom. So that's why we want to engage and start it with the hips, because everything starts from the core. The hips are involved. As Tina was saying, she always started it with the left shoulder. In many cases, if you start with the left shoulder and you're not even if you try to pick the club up fast, your shoulder's going down. Very likely going to go down into a tilt. Now she said, I got into starting by starting with my hip. Now, it worked for Tina. The thing I'm going to caution here is that basically that might work, but it could get you into shifting, where your hips are sliding. So the whole lower squares are sliding this way, and the upper square could start sliding that way, and again, you could be in a reverse tilt. So I think that could be dangerous. I'm just putting a warning out here. Now, I always started with the right hip and the right shoulder because I'm starting to turn this way, because when I do that, I'm actually turning. But my goal is, even though I'm trying to make it start with the right knee and the right hip and the right shoulder, my goal is to feel like I always start the club head first so that the club's leading back. So I'm always into a good turn where I turn and I'm loading, sitting into the right side. With the right side, I sit, I sink into the right side. I go down. Most golfers, the right leg straightens, it's going up. So if your right leg is straight, how can you push off? To be able to get in here and push off in the bump, you have to have a little flex in it, just like a pitcher loading to throw the ball, or the tennis player, they go down and they push off the back leg. All right. Now, I'm not going to say don't do it. I'm just cautioning here. Just like I said, in many cases, if that works better for you, but works correctly, it gives me exactly what I'd like to see in a swing, and gives you what you feel creates a good swing, and that you're staying level and you're hitting good shots, then so be it. All right. I'm not going to argue it if it's given, as me being your teacher, if I was watching you and you say, I think I want to do it with the left shoulder pushing back instead of the right shoulder pulling back. I mean, I just think pulling is a lot more powerful and more consistent movement than pushing, because that means if you're pushing something, that means you're pushing something that is in a way, or it's got weight and everything else. Here, pulling. All right. So, but again, fine. If it works, go ahead and do it. But I'm giving you the big caution, Tina. I just keep watching yourself, do some shadow swinging, and if all of a sudden you feel like you're starting to have a lot of inconsistency in your hits, whether it be you kind of chop it down one time, and then next time you come out of it a little bit thin, and you're hitting pushes, and you're hitting blocks, and you're hitting pulls, and you're hitting chunks, and you're hitting thin shots, and you're getting much less pretty good solid square contacts and the ball starting right where you want, then I'd say look at that and maybe come back and think about starting with your right hip and your right shoulder instead. But I put a lot of thought and action into this, and it also guarantees the physics of I start with the right side and I come back with the left side. So I'm pulling back with the right, and then when I bump, my left is moving, and it's starting to pull me through, and my right side pushes off better. Okay, just a comment. If it works, fine. If you start having problems, I guess I can say I've given you the options and what to look for, and be forewarned that this could be happening. Again, I've been doing this for 30 years, and so the proof of the pudding is in the tasting. As long as you're getting good shots and it tastes good, fine. If the taste starts getting bad in your mouth and your shots start getting bad, I'd say think about going back to the right side. Part 2. I'm using a refinement of your notebook drill. Instead of using a notebook, I'm using a ruler or a yardstick. This did several things. It allowed me to mimic the grip, last 3 fingers only. I got immediate feedback that I was over-rotating the club in a takeaway. I learned that I actually was not turning enough in the back upswing. The club was barely even with my toe line at the top of the backswing. Again, if that's part of doing this stuff and you're tilting, you're not going to be turning as much. So you want to get in and check your shadow out. The club was barely even my toe line at the top of the backswing. Both of these, the likely causes of my persistent slice. It showed me that what the wrist should look like at the top with the palms parallel and the club face with the yardstick square to the target, and it showed me I was not getting back to square at impact. I was leaving the club face a bit open. All with a yardstick. It's my new favorite golf learning aid. And indoor practice is very helpful. With my mirror and yardstick, I get instant feedback. Love it. Maybe this can help other Surgites with their rainy day practice sessions. Amen. Great idea. I have mentioned this many times and about having a yardstick. I mean, I even have done it on the lesson tee with my alignment arrows. Now naturally this yardstick is a heck of a lot thicker than my alignment arrows, and it's maybe about no more than a 1/4 of an inch wider. But either way, the best thing is what Tina just said it did. When you take this and you put your hands on it and you get it in there, you feel the yardstick with a good. If you got a strong grip, you don't. What do you got? You got a gap in here between your fingers and your palm. You got your thumb down on the side. We want the thumb to be just over the top. We want the flatness of the yardstick or the flatness of the alignment arrow or any stick that you could have like this. You want that flatness. You want to feel it sitting right in the crimp of your fingers here. It's laid right in the crimp, and then with it in the crimp, either one, with it in the crimp, now you can see, you can feel it, that it's flat up against your palm right here. There's no gaps or spaces in there. And now you got your thumb just over the right side of that. You got this grip where now you can see the ruler is right up here in the V of your right hand. And what can you see? You can see that ruler is straight to the ground. If you get in here and you had a strong grip like this, the ruler won't be square to the ground. If you get it square to the ground, guess what? If I take this and I turn it back square to the ground, it's back in the crimp, and it's flush up against this part of my hand right here, the base of my palm. All right, and it's flat up against the back of the end of my palm here, the pad of my palm. Okay, so everything's flat in there, and it's in the groove, and it's in there. And the same thing with the right hand. You're going to see that it's sitting in the crimp. It's up pretty flat against there, and it's right up the middle of the V, and the club face is square. Now, as Tina said, you can stand here and take it back, and you can see it's still square to the ground. It might be just a little bit short of that there, and I come up here, and it's square. It's not over there or up there like that. You come back to impact, it'll be right there, through and up. So, most of you got these. I think you go to a lot of hardware stores. This one actually came from a realty company. It's got one of the major national realty chains written on it with their address. And heck, this has got Georgia in here, so this is back from when I was in. I've had this for over 30 years now, because this is back from when I was at Punchy Country Club in Kennesaw, Georgia. But you can go to Lowe's and Home Depot, hardware stores, and pick these up everywhere. And I mean, and in many cases they're giving them away because it's got their names on them, or the paint stores are giving them away. The paint companies out of there. So these are free, but this is a great aid for learning your grip. 2 great thoughts from Tina here today, and I love it when people keep their minds open and they're trying to find ways and things that can help them to even modify some of the drills I gave them with the tools. She was talking about the clipboard drill or a book or magazine doing this, and she can achieve the same thing with that ruler. All right, so great thinking and modernizing, shall we say, or altering these things and coming up some of my tips and drills to come up with a better way that is giving you different reference points to see it, visualize it, feel it, and therefore that's the best way to start helping you make better swings and shoot lower scores. Well, that's it today from the Surge, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.